Hello, and thanks for using Assessment Generator. I'm Whit with the Assessment Generator team, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to automatically generate targeted content for your subscribers based on how they score on your assessments. I'm going to be using ActiveCampaign, but this will work with any list service that supports rule-based list filtering. There are 3 steps that we're going to go through to set this up. First, we'll create an assessment using Assessment Generator. Next, we'll create a list in ActiveCampaign. Lastly, I'll use Zapier to automatically send contact information and assessment scores to ActiveCampaign every time someone takes an assessment. Let's get started. First, let's find the assessment that we're going to use for our integration. Log into Assessment Generator and find the assessment that you want to use. You can also create a new assessment to use. I've created a personality assessment for this exercise. This is a type-based assessment. It scores users in one of 2 types, introversion and extroversion. It's these scores that we're going to send to our list manager in order to provide targeted content. Next, let's go into ActiveCampaign and set up our list. We'll log into our ActiveCampaign account and add a new list. We'll call our list Personality Assessment. It requires a URL and some reminder text. You are on my list. And we'll create the list. In order to make this work, we need to add custom fields for our scores. We'll click Manage Fields and click New Custom Field. We'll use a text input. We'll name our first field Introversion Score. Add. And we'll create another field. We'll call it Extroversion Score. All right, now we have our 2 custom fields. We'll go back to our list. And now we need to segment our list. Segments are something that ActiveCampaign supports, but we could also do this by creating 2 separate lists. So we'll go to our lists and click Segments. We'll click New Segment. And we'll call this list segment Introverts. And then it's asking to define how to segment our list. So we'll select a condition. We want to do our condition on custom fields. And we're going to use the introversion score. And we want the introversion score to be greater than, and we'll say 10. So anybody with an introvert score on the assessment greater than 10 gets put in the introvert segment. We'll save that. And then we need to go back to lists and back to segments. Add another new segment. Call this one Extroverts. And similarly, we'll select our condition using our custom fields. Our extroversion score, and we want it to be greater than 10. And then we'll save that. Now we have our assessment and our segmented lists defined. Now it's time to create the magic that hooks them together. For this, we use a tool called Zapier. Zapier has the ability to connect 2 or more applications so that when something happens in the first application, it causes an action to occur in the second. In our case, when someone takes our assessment and enters their contact information, we want their contact information and the score they received on their assessment to automatically get added to our list in ActiveCampaign as a new contact. So let's log into Zapier to get started. You can sign up to Zapier at zapier.com and create a free account. Free accounts can have up to 5 automations, which are called zaps. To get started, let's make a zap. The first thing we need to do is choose what's called a trigger app. This is Assessment Generator. This is the app where the event occurs that we want to watch for. So we'll type in Assessment Generator and select that. Now it's asking us to select a trigger. Assessment Generator only has one trigger. We'll trigger on New Assessment Taker. Hit Save and Continue. Now it's asking us to connect our Assessment Generator account. I've already done one, so this is showing up here, but we'll connect it again just to go through the process. So I'll click Create New Account, Connect New Account. It says go to your account information page on Assessment Generator 2 and copy the API key. So let's do that. We'll click on the account info link. And assuming that you're still logged into Assessment Generator, it'll take you right to this page. If you've logged out of Assessment Generator, you'll need to log in first. So we'll find the API key and copy it. And then we'll go back to the window that Zapier opened and paste it. And then we can go back to our Zap editor, and you can see that it's connected our new account. Next, it's asking us to choose which assessment we want to hook up to. Now that we've given it our account information, it knows which assessments we have. We're going to choose our personality assessment that we created earlier. Next, we can ask Zapier to request a sample user from Assessment Generator. Click Fetch and Continue. And Zapier goes to Assessment Generator and requests some sample data. You can look at that here. And you can see that two of the fields that it provides are introvert and extrovert. These are the scores that the user received on their assessment. So we'll continue to the next step. Now it's asking for an action app. This is the app that the data is going to get sent to. So we want ActiveCampaign. So we'll search for ActiveCampaign and select that. Now it's asking for an action in ActiveCampaign. So what do we want to happen when ActiveCampaign receives our information? So we'll scroll down, and we want to add a new contact. So we'll select that, scroll down, and save. Now it's asking us to select an account to use with ActiveCampaign. Again, I've already created one, but if you haven't connected Zapier to ActiveCampaign before, this list will be empty. So we'll connect a new account. Similarly, it's asking for some information that we can get from ActiveCampaign. So it says log into your account, go to My Settings, and then click on the API tab. Let's do that. We'll go back to ActiveCampaign. We'll click on My Settings. And the API tab appears to be gone, but the information is still there. It's under the Developer tab. And it wants the URL, so we'll copy that and paste it. And we'll go back again, and it also wants the API key. Copy that and paste it. Okay, now we'll go back to our Zap editor. Now we have our account connected. And so we'll save and continue. Now it's asking which list in ActiveCampaign that we want to add our contacts to. The only list we have created is our personality assessment list, so we'll select that. And now we just need to map our fields. So the email address field, for the email address field in our list in ActiveCampaign, we want to put the email address from Assessment Generator. The email address, this is the email address that the user entered after they took your assessment. And then similarly, we'll map all the fields, first name to first name, last name to last name. We don't need a full name. We don't have a phone number, tags. Now here's the important part, introversion score. This is our custom field that we created within ActiveCampaign. So for introversion score, we want the introvert field from Assessment Generator. And similarly, for the extroversion score, we want the extrovert field. Once all of our fields are mapped, hit continue. Now Zapier is going to test our integration by sending our sample data to our ActiveCampaign list. So we'll tell it to create and continue. And now we're done. We'll click Finish, and we'll name our Zap. We'll call it Personality Assessment, and we'll turn it on. And we can go back to our dashboard. Now our integration is all set up. So now let's go back and test it. So what we need to do to test it is to go and take our assessment, and our results should automatically end out in ActiveCampaign. Go back to Assessment Generator, click on Assessments, find your assessment, click Actions, Add to Site. At the bottom, you'll see a box titled URL of Assessment. Copy that, then log out of Assessment Generator. Paste that URL into the URL bar and take your assessment. So I've set up this assessment to be biased toward introversion. So I've set my answers to the various questions so that I get a high score for the introvert category. So I'll submit that. Now it's asking for my information. I'll put in some test information. And I'll send my information, and I get my results. So I get a score of 12 for introversion and 4 for extroversion. So this means that in our ActiveCampaign list, this user should get put into the introversion category. Let's go to ActiveCampaign and see if it worked. Go back to ActiveCampaign, click Lists. You can see that there are 2 active contacts. One of these is the test user that Zapier added when we were setting up the Zap. The other one is the user that just took our assessment. Now we'll select Segments, and we'll select Introverts, and then click View Contacts. You can see that the user that just took our assessment is added to the Introverts segment of our list. Now that we have our email address segmented inside ActiveCampaign, we can use any of the features within ActiveCampaign to automatically provide content or products targeted toward our introverts and extroverts. We have a lot more videos and tutorials at AssessmentGenerator2.com, or if you have questions, send them to support@AssessmentGenerator2.com, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for watching.